Welcome to Cythera Guides. This is exciting. We're at the beginning of another Let's Play, this time for Pillars of Garendall. This was an Ambrosia published game, I think around 2001, right at the time when Apple was transitioning from the classic Mac OS with Mac OS X over to Mac OS X. It was developed by Beenox. If we look at the credits, we'll actually see the development group was Beenox. And then Ambrosia published the game. The primary thing with this game, it was kind of a showcase of the Coldstone engine that, as I referenced in the Frazzles playthrough, the engine that runs Frazzle is a very powerful one, and they could have done more with it. The idea of Pillars of Garendall was just that. They were releasing the game engine so others could build games like this one. Unfortunately, major incompatibilities came up between Coldstone and the game engine and the developed games with Mac OS X. By, I think, 10.2 or 10.3, it just stopped really working at all, and Beenox abandoned the project, leading Ambrosia to abandon the project because they weren't willing to provide support without the help of the developers. So they took a scorched earth policy and stopped selling the game, stopped allowing people to buy it or download it, and just completely removed it from their website. So years ago it was put on abandonware as a game that needed to be saved because it was abandoned so quickly by Ambrosia. But it's quite a fun game. It is hard. There is only one other playthrough on YouTube for this that misstarted. I think he did 17 or 18 sessions before he stopped that playthrough. I'm going to try to finish it. I use the compendium and walkthrough that was built by Stark and hosted on Avula formerly. Unfortunately, it's no longer on Avula since he has not updated his domain, so I back it up on Cythera Guides. I also use a map, a sectional map that was built, I think, by Rubber Ducky. So I'll put links to both these things, and you can reference those as well if you are wanting to have some reference for the game, but I generally follow that. It's a very open world game, though, so you can explore and do things in any order. And it was their, I think, kind of Final Fantasy game after they did Cythera and then Frazzle's Wand, and I don't think they did any more after Pillars since it really didn't take off and it wasn't that compatible. There was actually a Windows version. This is one of only a few games that had a Windows release. It's also their only other game that was released on CD, subsequent Frazzle's Wand. But ultimately, like I said, they stopped selling it, so it kind of has faded away in history. But let's hop in and see what the game is like. For over 4 centuries, the noble family of Rainier has made this place their home. It is here, in the very south of the kingdom, in these verdant homelands, that they rebuilt their empire. Their queen, Ariana, rules with a firm yet just hand in the tradition of her ancestors before her. The people's loyalty and devotion to the ruling family has endured over many generations, and yet despite this, they are the victims of continuous misfortune, as you shall bear witness. On a warm and quiet night, the peacefulness of Gadolin Keep is shattered by the sound of alarm bells ringing and horns blaring through the still night air. Over the castle ramparts and turrets, the city guards gaze steely-eyed off onto the sprawling ocean that abuts the keep. In the cold moonlight, what appear to be small islands are rapidly approaching the shore. As they get closer, it can slowly be discerned that they are not islands at all, but in fact, gigantic rafts manned by huge humanoids. This nightmarish force will be upon Gadolin Keep in scant moments. Spread around the base of the castle, the troops of the Royal Guard try their best to slow down the powerful assault of their ghoulish foes, but with little success. The creatures and their beasts of war destroy everything in their path, killing women and children, razing most of the houses. Already the thin ramparts have ceased to exist in several places about the keep, battered by the unearthly force of the onslaught. People run in every direction, and some who kept their wits about them try to seek refuge inside the castle walls. The Royal Guard is overwhelmed and continues to retreat towards the interior of the castle. Death and chaos have come to Gadolin Keep. You, the master of the Royal Riding School of Gadolin Keep, stand at the court before Queen Ariana. Queen Ariana, it is a time of crisis. We must act in haste. You are the fastest and most loyal of all my horsemen, and it is in you that I place all my hope. Go, warn the guards that are posted in Phantrima and in Burglum. We need all possible help to resist the attacks of these foul creatures as long as we can. Warn the good King Vangalor's brother, Vortek, of the situation once you find him. Finally, our best scientists will come with you to look in the learning tree for a magical power that could help you in this dire time of need. In the event that we are overwhelmed, I wish to give into your care an object of priceless value to the Vranir family. Legend has it that this ancient object is a dragon tooth that has magical properties. It is worth more to me than my life, so be very careful with it. Now go, my dear friend, and do not fail Garendall. You, on my honor and your glory, I accept. If I should fail, let it be only because I died trying. Glory to Garendall. You meet the 6 guards waiting in the inner courtyard. Your stallion has been saddled, and you notice that your heavily armored escorts are already set to go. All battle-hardened veterans, they gather around you. Their only task is to get you past the marauders alive, and then to return at once to help hold the keep. You charge out through the gates of the keep, right into madness. On the way to the western city gate, the creatures spot your party, and bellowing a horrible war cry, they charge at you with frothing fury. The Royal Guard valiantly tries to fight them off, but it is clear that they are no match for the demon spawn. They scream at you to run for your life, just as they are engulfed by tooth, claw, and blood. You hesitate only briefly, then run for your life, looking back only once, to see that neither the scientist nor any of your armed escorts will live to see another sunrise. Finally, outside the city, you run like the wind, running until you cannot feel your legs, until you collapse in a heap on the side of the road, far from where you started. Let's just call ourselves Severe Guides. Welcome to the town of Phantrima, traveler. What happened? You look like you survived to some heavy fighting. Those thieves again, I suppose. Are you okay? I come from... Anabalor, hurry! There is a wounded traveler that needs you here, shouts the guard. Nice to see you back on your feet, boy. Come back here if you need some rest during your journey. Here, take this food ration with you and be careful. Also, go see the guard at the south gate. He wants to know what happened to you. At last, you are standing in Phantrima. From what you see, it is a peaceful and prosperous little town. You notice a man in the middle of the square near a fountain east from you. He waves his hand in your direction. Maybe he could help you on your way around here. Okay, so now we're in the main interface of the game. This one does have a lot more reading and interaction, so I will do my best to keep up with it. The interface is... there's multiple ways. You can do point and click, like some other role-playing games, but the problem with it is the click is one action, and you need another action, which is defend, because there's the attack action and talk and pick things up, but you also need this defense action. This is very important in fighting. X will do this action, which is also what clicking on an enemy will do, and then Z puts up your defenses. So I actually use the arrow keys for this game rather than point and click, because it runs a little bit better when you have to use defense so heavily. That's also a reason why I think the warrior class is the best. I'm playing vanilla POG here, but there are some expansions. There's a Trinity plugin Beenox release that lets you play as a caster or a rogue, kind of like the original Diablo. And I don't like those classes as well, because ranged attacks don't work quite as well with this engine, in my opinion. So I will be doing the standard game with just the control keys here. Alright, let's go talk to the guy in the town square. Also notice the pseudo 3D graphics of the game. They're kind of interesting. Hello traveler, welcome to the city of Phantrima. My name is Beenox. Maybe I can help you find someone or someplace in particular? I am new in town. Can you tell me what's going on around here? Let me introduce you to the peaceful town of Fantrema. The town was founded 75 years ago by a group of lumberjacks from the big trade city Berglum, north from here. Fantrema is now ruled by Vortek, the king's brother. Now let me show you our local merchants that should help you in your travels. Just northwest from us is the famous Uxbwap's Nest Inn, where Anabelor welcomes you with the finest meal and room you will find in this part of the kingdom. Be sure to pay him a visit if you get hurt and need a safe place to recover. Near the river is Carolina, the town's herbalist. She can create various styles of potions that can help you on the road. She can also provide you with food rations and other cheaper healing stuff. Finally, in the eastern part of the town is Big Galbraith Smithy. While he doesn't have the heavy weapons and armor of Berglum, he certainly has a decent selection for adventurers like you. If you have a hard time reaching the territories to the north, try buying yourself new armor and some new weapons. So that's a nice little intro. Let's talk to him again here. I'm looking for the king's brother. Sure, I know him. Everybody does around here. Unfortunately, he's the mayor of Fantrema. There is a little well just southwest of here. He usually hangs around there. Well, it was nice to meet you, stranger, and good luck with Vortek. I don't think this guy tells us anything else. No thank you, I'm just passing by. Alright. So one thing this game has is a map. If you press the M, it brings up a map that gets filled in as you explore. That's a nice reference. There's also other common hotkeys. I brings up your inventory, which is where you can see your current equipment, things you have like food, healing potions, and then of course we were given this tooth from the queen, how much money we have, life, that type of thing. C brings up our, well, I thought it was C. S brings up save, and where's our character stats? Maybe it's S. Yeah, S is our character stats. So this is our character overall. These are our stats. We need 50 experience to get to the next level. And then these are our combat titles and abilities. Alright, let's go talk to Vortek. You notice a big fat guy walking around looking bored. However, his physical appearance fits with the description of the king's brother. You tap him on the shoulder. What do you want? Says the man, obviously annoyed by your presence. Hey, could you be Vortek, the king's brother? Yes, I am Vortek, the king's brother. What do you want? And one thing I'll note about the conversation, I said there's more interaction in this game. Primarily I mean that in that there's more talking, but the interaction doesn't really make a big difference. Like if I tell him nothing, just want to be sure, nothing happens, I just need to come back and have the same conversation. So even though it appears conversation branches, it really doesn't branch that much. So let's go back to where we were. I'm coming from the Queen Ariana, who needs your help. I don't want to hear another thing concerning her, my dead brother, or anyone who comes from the royal family. Do you hear me? Shouts the fat guy. And if she needs help, it's the best news I've had in a long time. Goodbye, stranger. If you really are looking to help, go see the old druid who lives north from here. He is the servant of lost causes. I can't believe you have royal blood. You can't believe it? Well, I can't believe it either. Sure, the queen looks all good and merciful for you people of Gadol Keep, but for me, it's another story. What do you mean, it's another story? Closing his eyes for a couple seconds, Vortek seems to be gathering his thoughts. You remember 2 years ago when the queen hosted a special evening to commemorate the 10th anniversary of my brother's death? Every noble in the region, including myself, was invited to the event. Yes, I remember that night. But what few people know and remember is that someone tried to assassinate the queen that night. After a small skirmish, most of them escaped, but for some reason the few who were caught told the authorities that I was the one who hired them to kill the queen. Of course, that is not true. So, without much of a trial, I was banished from Gadol Keep and sent here to govern this town and suffer from boredom for the rest of my life. I am sorry for you, but I can't help you out. That's what everybody says. Go away now, I don't want to see your face around here again. Don't worry, I don't want to see you again anyway. So a charming brother there of the dead king. I would say it's not so unlikely that he tried to assassinate the queen. It's definitely possible. Let's go talk with some of the locals. My life is a waste. All those years spent believing in gods, and now they're all gone. They left us alone. What am I going to do? I can't preach empty lies anymore. Why would you preach empty lies? Aren't the gods good and merciful? Good and merciful? Ha! Don't you understand they left us alone to die? For years the kingdom has been isolated. We're alone, with those mountains to the north and the reefs all around us, and now those rumors of evil sea giants taking over Gadolin Keep. We are doomed. Let's see. Okay, I guess I just told him that as for the rumors, we're taking care of that. I'm a little confused how the rumors have spread, considering that we're the only one who escaped, supposedly. Are there any other conversation options with him? Well, when did the gods leave us, then? Many, many years ago, I'm afraid. The gods left us alone to die, and die we will, my son. Yes, soon we will. Oh, that's why everything's going wrong in the kingdom. So I guess there's nothing more to hear from him. Let's try one more. What are we going to do? Nothing more. Good day to you, sir. My name is Drath. You sure look like a strong young man. Maybe you could help me. I am putting together a party of adventurers to help me find and open all the ancient tunnels of the kingdom. Are you interested? Ancient tunnels? What are those? Ah, I see I have stung your curiosity. A long time ago lived a race of termites, a lot bigger than the ones we know today. Those termites, for some unknown reason, dug a system of tunnels that we believe ran through the entire kingdom. Traveling through these tunnels is a lot faster than walking on the surface. Why are people not using those tunnels? Ah, that is a good question. You see, traveling through these tunnels is faster, but it is also more dangerous. Creatures lurk in every dark corner. They would be more than happy to take a steady flow of fresh food coming their way, but people know about the danger of the tunnels, so they continue to take the long way. And that's why I want to clear the tunnels of all monsters. Once the tunnels are safer, people will start to use them again. Of course, using the tunnels won't be free. Are you saying people used the tunnels in the past? Here is what the story says. Soon after the termites disappeared, people started to use the tunnels, but monsters called Boulder also had the same idea. Not only did they prevent travelers from using the tunnels, they also started to cause trouble with the villages near the entrances, so instead of fighting back, the people chose to block the entrances from the outside. Now, one thing I will note here is that you're going to see question marks throughout different dialogue. Question marks just mean we can look up this term in the learning tree. So question marks are just for that. I am sorry I can't help you, but thank you for the story. Alright, let's talk to him again and ask about the nearest one. That could be useful. Where is the nearest entrance? There is an entrance to the tunnels northwest of Fantrima. Once you are out of the city, go west until you reach the river. At that point, head north. Once you reach the bridge, cross it and keep going west. Other entrances are scattered all over Garendall, but they are all blocked. Blocked by whom? And then we saw this part about the boulder and the learning tree. I don't believe there's anything else that we can... Yeah, there's nothing else that we can say to him. So, we do get a hint that there are methods to travel faster. In fact, let me pull up... Do I have the map yet? I don't have the map yet. I'll have to buy a map, probably. There are tunnels that we can unblock, and those will give us faster means of traveling than walking. As you can tell, walking's kind of slow, and this is a very big game. It's a huge world map, so the tunnels are an important thing to unlock. Hello, my friend. Take a look at my great stall, the best in town. Let me see what you have. So this is the blacksmith. This is where we can purchase new weapons and armor. Right now, everything is really outside of our reach. And there's better things in other cities, but yeah, right now there's not much we can do about that. Hi, stranger. Did you know that the Ushans are the best craftsmen of the kingdom? Their leather armor is reported to be very light to wear, and can even block a mole spider bite. Ushans? What are those? Ushans are people living in Utia. Maybe it's Utian, I'm not sure. It's a small village where you can find the best blacksmith in the world. A lot of dwarves live there. The village is located on the other side of the Avery mountain range. So that also gives us a hint. There's a mountain range that it kind of divides the kingdom. The pastor was saying we have been separated from the others. And there's a mountain range to the north that has been separating this kingdom of Garendall. Hello, sir. My name is Arcanal. I am the cousin of Carolina, the town's herbalist. I am studying to one day become an herbalist myself. Did you know that contrary to popular belief, the effect of food and healing potions is not instantaneous? The effect will take place gradually over a short period of time. The better the potion, the faster it will heal you. So that's just a hint. When you take healing potions, they don't apply all at once. They come in waves. Hello, my name is Frederick. If you need some help, you just have to ask me. Maybe I can ask my wife if I can come with you. Nah, I don't think she will agree. You're a lucky guy, you know. Unfortunately, there is no way to really have travelers or mercenaries or anybody quest along with you. And I think that's kind of just a confirmation of that. I suppose it'd be possible to add it in a plugin. I'm not sure it ever was, though. But I'll probably look at plugins and just show you Trinity at some point, but the vanilla game is the one I have always played. Fantrima is a nice town to raise a family. My husband and I are happy here. Did you see my boy Seago? He always has strange projects in his mind. He recently built himself what he calls his fortress down the road, not far from the gates. North from here is the Learning Tree. If you study there, you will learn a lot of things about Garendall and its inhabitants. And like I said, there's a lot of things we can look up in the Learning Tree. Are you looking for help? I think that Emilius the Druid will surely help you. Emilius is the guy at the Learning Tree that Vortek told us to go visit. The tough young man is looking at you with a warm smile. Hi, sir. Be careful if you venture outside Fantrima. In the last few days, increasing numbers of goblins have started to wander around the city. Thanks for the advice. I'll be on the lookout. You're welcome, sir. If you want to get ready to fight the goblins, you can visit my dad's weapon shop. He sells some of the best armor and weapons in the region. This must be the son of the blacksmith. No one believes me, but I know where the book is. Yeah, I know. I have seen the thieves. Perhaps something, a hint for a later quest. You see a young and beautiful woman standing in front of a modest table. There are various kinds of herbs lying on the table next to a small set of chemistry tools. She looks at you with a timid smile. What kind of potion would please you, my lord? Do you have anything stronger than the standard healing stuff? My potions are really weak compared to Calaxa's, says the young lady. She looks around and adds with a soft voice. I think she's a real witch. She knows everything about her herbs, and she's almost able to perform miracles. One day she told me that her secret remains in some strange herbs. Strange herbs? I don't know much about them. She never wanted to give me more details. Anyway, please don't tell her that I've told you about these herbs, says the young lady, looking a little anxious. I don't even know who she is. She is the most intelligent woman I've ever met. I don't see her often, however. She only drops by once every 2 years or so. About those strange herbs you mentioned. Oh yeah, so this just takes us back and forth. I think that's a loop. Who is Calaxa? Yeah, so we have a loop about going back and forth between strange herbs and Calaxa. Okay, healing potions would be welcome indeed. And this is where we get to the healing shop. So she sells a lot of the basic potions, and these are fine for most of the game. This one heals 40 points, 20 points. Right now we only have 15, 80 points. But we should be good for the moment. Let's take a look at our map. So we probably still have the north of town. Hi, stranger. Nice day, isn't it? If you see my little boy Manko, please tell him to come back for dinner. Sure, no problem. That's the north gate. Welcome to Fantrima, stranger. I believe you came from the south, and I imagine you're going north to Berglum, is that right? Alas, there's a big problem on the road. Those kobolds attack every traveler on the road at the entrance of Gwedan Camp. Because of that, I haven't seen my husband for months. If you kill them all, Algor will be able to come back. Do that for us, and I'll reward you very well. Oh, and if you see him, tell him that Mary Christina is waiting for him patiently. I'll see what I can do. Keep the faith. I understand that you might be afraid to clear the road from those dirty kobolds, but I don't have anyone else to count on. What will I do? I'm not afraid. I just wanted to be sure that you were really waiting for your husband. So Mary Christina, that is one of our first quests. Here's our quest log with Q. We were told to warn the guards, and then Vortek told us to look for the druid. And now we have a quest from Mary Christina to kill the kobolds by Gwynning Camp. So this is what I mean about this being kind of an open world map. You can do the quests in any order that you want to. They interline or interweave at certain points, but there's a few different paths. And the druid will launch us on one, Mary Christina launches us on one, and then we have to go talk to the guards still, and that'll be another. Pretty sure we talked to this guy. Yeah. Yeah, he told us about the healing potions. I believe that's everybody in town. So we know about the tunnels, we know about healing. Oh, we haven't talked to Annabelle. Or Nabler. Hi again, boy. Welcome to the famous Uxwap's Nest Inn. Would you like a room for the night? It's 20 gold pieces. No, but thanks for the offer. Now that's a good thing to do if you're hungry. Actually, I don't think hunger factors into it. Hunger is just health. If you need more health, you can stay at an inn and regenerate. So she's looking for her boy Manko. There's the kid of the herbalist who tells us about a book. And the lady down here told us that her son has built a fortress. Goblins are nearby. No match for me. Yeah, they are nasty. The other day I was coming back from a hunting trip when a couple of them ambushed me. Fortunately for me, they're not very good fighters. I was able to escape without a scratch. Here's Vortek. We talked to him. I don't suppose there's anything else he'll say. I'm tired of you now. You don't need to be that friendly with me. Let's see, is this the one who's looking for Seago? Yep. Alright, I think we've talked to everybody but the guard. Hello there, glad to see that you quickly recovered. What could have put you in such a bad condition? Where are you coming from? Gadolin Keep is under heavy attack. I need to find help. You must be joking. The great city of Gadolin Keep would resist anything. He looks at you for a moment and sees that you are visibly not joking. You must warn the city guards. I am the only one in town. The others are training with our captain, Septembers. Go, talk to him. His house is just southeast from here. Thanks, I'll go talk to him right now. So it should tell us now that we need to go to Septembers. Welcome to Fantrima, traveler. Ruled by Vortek, Fantrima is the ideal place for the weary traveler who needs some rest and some equipment. Don't forget to visit Galbraith Weapon Shop and the famous Uxwap's Nest Inn. If you're looking for Gadolin Keep, follow this road to the south. Okay. This is a bit Cythera-like in that there's a big path to follow, but the maps are obviously huger because we're just on one screen so far. By the way, I've been pressing X. X does all interactions. It does your attack, it does talk, it does read, it does pick things up, and Z does that defense. Alright, let's go find the guards. Seago's fortress to the northwest. Strangers are not welcome. Oh, we can find Seago. This is Seago's fortress. Beware, stranger. Hi, stranger. I am Seago, the chief of this fortress. Are you here to rob me? I can't remember what he says if I say of course. Of course. Ah, leave me alone. These treasures are mine. If you explore the surrounding fortress, I'm sure you will find some. Just look for rock piles or buried objects. No, I am lost. The road is just south of here. Now leave me alone. This is kind of to show you what different things look like. These are different, yeah, I'm pressing X and I can't access these. He tells me to go away. But these are what different buried things look like. So there's a pile down here. That's a rock pile. Or I guess there's a hole and there's a bag. So all of this has been kind of tutorial, setup, explanation of things. And let's go south now. This is an interesting game in that it loads screen by screen, and each screen is large. As you saw, we're still in one of them. But when you go to an edge and walk off, it automatically will load and switch you to the next screen. Now we are in the main music for venturing around the map. In the woods southeast from here is Septemris House. Follow the road south to reach the great city of Gadolin Keep. So you can keep going south to get to Gadolin Keep, but it's a ways south. Let's go talk to the guards. He's somewhere around here, I think. Further south. There's a rock pile. One thing I'll mention, as I said with Trinity, you could play as a rogue or a warrior or a wizard. If you play as a warrior, there's a guild right up here at the top of the map where you can practice training. It is not in Vanilla POG, unfortunately. That's a really nice way to build up your character. So you actually get a faster start. If you do Trinity, you can build up really fast. In Vanilla POG, we just wander the woods and do it. But the other races, or the other classes, don't have that advantage. The warrior is right here, and the rogue and the wizard ones are a little bit further out, so you don't really get a faster start. "Greetings, soldier," says the old man. "I am Sir Septemris, former Chief Commandant of the Royal Court. How can I help you?" "Chief Commandant, Gadolin Keep is under attack and you must help me." "What? The great Gadolin Keep? How could it be? They could handle any kind of opponent with their fortifications." "Unfortunately," you tell the whole story. The old knight looks at you sadly for a moment, then takes a deep breath and concludes, "Then we must do something, Cythera guides." He looks at his men and shouts, "Syrian, Danaok, go warn the others and build a barricade at the end of the road immediately. Gadolin Keep is under attack and we must be ready to face any invasion." Oh yeah, I didn't show you, but if you go talk to these guys, they just say something like, "We're sparring, go talk to Septemris." "I am proud of you guys," says the old knight to his men. He turns to you. "As for you, I'm afraid that you are not strong or experienced enough to be of any help right now. However, I can train you, and with practice, I'm sure you could become a very good soldier. Would you like to join our forces?" Now, this is the launch of the knight quests. As I said, you get kind of the druid quests. There's the Mary Christina, what do they call it, thievery quest, and this is the knight one. So you can opt out, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. "Anything you could teach me would be most appreciated. Not everyone can become one of our soldiers. I must know if you are brave enough to accomplish the tasks I will have for you. You know, one risking his own life to save another is the most noble act I know. If you are able to rescue someone in distress, come back here and we'll talk. I'm on my way. Also, my men did a good job with the barricades, but I'm afraid there are better fighters than lumberjacks. I would appreciate it if you could ask Ulrich of Gwyding Camp to send us a couple of his men to improve the fortifications." "No problem, but where is Gwyding Camp?" "It is a small lumberjack community that is currently working on a new bridge north from here. Just follow the road to the north. It's a couple miles past the Great Learning Tree." "What exactly is the Learning Tree?" "That is where the knowledge is, a great library within the heart of the oldest tree in the kingdom of Garendall. The keeper of all these secrets is Emilius the Druid." So Emilius is the one that Vortek told us to find, and Gwyding Camp, where the lumberjacks are, is where Mary Christina told us to clear the road. So you can see how all the quests are starting to overlap a little bit. And we also have proving our valor by rescuing someone in need. I'm a little bit surprised that we have this much time, considering the dire situation at the keep. It seems like we have a lot of time to do other things. "On my honor, I will not let anything not human pass this gate." Okay, they say the same thing. So apparently a human intruder would be fine. But yeah, we seem to have a lot of time to spend wandering the kingdom and training up new warriors and things. Considering that the keep is under attack now, I think we're maybe wasting your time. If you were able to rescue someone in distress, come back here and we'll talk. Hurry up, since time is precious. As far as I know, there actually is no time limit, but I guess if we were that worried about the keep that we weren't training this character, there wouldn't be a game. So I can't complain too much. Alright, so we have warned the guards, they've set up the barricade, and we've talked with everyone in Fantrima. That is a pretty good launch point, so I will stop here, and let me go to Fantrima. Next, we will rescue someone in need. Now, unlike Frazzle's Wand and some of the other ones, this one just has a standard save and load. So we're able to save and make a new game, and load from any time, which makes it a little bit easier. It is a good save point. Alright, let's just call this SathiraGuides.pog. That is our first save. And we will exit there and come back with another session.